going on, everybody? I'm going to show you how to change the blades on the exmark 48-inch E series. What you're going to need is you're going to need a 21-inch. The bolt is a 21-inch. I use an impact driver. It makes it a lot easier. A little DeWalt battery powered. You can just carry this with you when you're out mowing or whatnot. You can change them right on the spot if you need to, if you have some fresh blades with you. So just come on down here underneath. What we like to do is we like to just drive it up on one of the utility trailers. Most of you guys that are mowing or whatnot have a utility trailer, so instead of getting the jack out and jacking the front end up, you can just drive up here, and then it pops it up. You just got to drive up one side and then drive up the other side. But there's a little bolt here. Toby, if we can get down here and if you can see it, lefty loosey, righty tighty. So hit it left. Here's the bolt here. So you just put the impact right underneath it. Just loosen it up just like so. Kaboom. So whenever you're installing it back, you put this right here, the bolt, like this, and then you put the washer as a locking washer, and it locks the blade up there. So if you get them mixed up and you don't do it like this and put this first, or if you try to put this after, it's not going to go. So you put this up, put the washer, and then put the blade on top, and then it'll lock in. So you take the blade off. We'll take this other blade off since we're already down here. We'll take the two off, and then we'll take the other one off when we move it to the other side. So get that down here, get it on there. Just like that, we got two of them off. Now we just gotta go to the other side and get the other one off. So I'm gonna fire this thing back up. We'll move it to the other side. These brakes on this thing are pretty sturdy, so it's not going nowhere. Choke it a little bit. See how sturdy that is with our brakes. Alright, now we're just going to grab our drill over here. Not the drill, impact. Now I guess you can change your blades within like 5 minutes. It's not a big deal. Makes a big difference on the cut though. So cut quality is everything. So you want to make sure you have fresh, sharp blades. Alright, so now we got three of the blades off. All the blades is 3 blades. These look pretty dull. We definitely need to get overhauled. These are the high lift blades. They stripe up real nice with the high lift. So we're going to come in the garage here. I'm going to show you guys how I sharpen them up. Turn the light on here. Alright, so I like to hit them with the angle grinder first, get a good angle on them, and I like to finish it off to get a nice real sharp edge with the bench grinder. So, fire this thing up. You want to do it at a 30-degree angle. 30-degree angle is sharp for the blades. They dull to a 45. So, turn the power on. Alright, so I just take one of these blades, I put it on the piece of wood right here, and I step on the blade, and then I use the angle grinder to get a nice little angle. Make sure you don't hit your toe. Keep your toe far enough back that you're not going to hit it. All right, now we got all of these cut to the right angle. Now we're just gonna sharpen up this tip right here. Get this thing like razor sharp so it'll just slice right through the grass. Just turn this bench grinder on. I don't have it bolted down so it might go a little bit wonky on me. I usually have somebody hold it for me, but I'm gonna go at an angle like this. 45-degree angle. Oh yeah, that'll cut right there. Whoa, sharp as can be. Yeah, I'd recommend you actually bolting this thing to that table. Might make it a little bit easier, but I like to do things the hard way. Oh yeah, like a samurai sword right there. Alright, turn her off. Make sure you watch it for a second, that way it don't walk off on you. Well, yours will be bolted down, so you won't have to watch it, but I gotta watch mine. That way it doesn't walk off the table on me while it's powering down. So yeah, these blades right here are sharp as can be. Sharp as can be. They'll cut your finger, you rub them too hard. Alright, so now what we gotta do is we just gotta install them back. It's a real simple process. Just like I said, you gotta put that locking washer right in between. I'll show you. What I like to do is do it by hand at first. That way you don't get anything cross-threaded. So just put it in like this. Let's put it straight through here. Go underneath. Just twist it in by hand first. Just tighten it by hand. Once you get it all the way snug to where you can't tighten it by the hand anymore, then you just button it up with the drill. You want to make sure you get that locking washer locked though. So it'll stop at some point, it'll stop, but then you gotta wiggle it a little bit to get that locking washer to lock at the top. So you got to make sure it's all the way at the top as far as it'll go up. I'll put this sucker back on. Make sure you're going to tighten it, because sometimes I've done it to where I accidentally loosen it and I got to start that back over again. So make sure you're going tight. All right, we got one back on. Now let's move it back to the other side, and then we'll put the other two back on. Then we should be back in business. Alright, now that we got them sharpened up, sharp as a razor, cut through grass like it's nothing, now we just got to install them back in. So what we're going to have to do just like we took them off, we're going to put them back on. So you just take the bolt with the washer already on it, and then you take this as the locking washer, put that over top like that, and you take the blade, put the blade over top of it like that. Okay, you just put it up in there. So what I like to do is I like to go ahead and hand tighten it first. Do it by hand as tight as you can get it, and then zip it back on with the impact. That way you can get it nice and tight. But you want to make sure you're not stripping any threads and whatnot, and you want to make sure you get that locking washer locked on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just hand tighten it as tight as I can get, and as you can see right here, it just stops. So that's not all the way locked up there. So what you got to do is maybe loosen it a little, and then you got to wiggle it a little bit to get that locking washer to go all the way to the top. And I used to like to hold it with one hand, get it all the way up, and then tighten up the other one. That way it can go all the way to the top. Because if you don't have it all the way to the top, it's not going to be locked in there, and their blades are going to hit. They're going to knock into each other. It's not going to be pretty. You're going to have to get back down there and do it again. Trust me, because I've done it before. So learn from my mistakes. All right, now it's all the way snug, all the way at the top there. So now what you want to do is just go ahead and lefty, loosey, righty, tighty. Make sure you check it to make sure, because if it's going left to loose, then it's going to just, you're going to have to redo everything. So get that to tighten it, and then give it a good zip. Now you're on there good. Yep, good to go. All right, now we do that with the next one. We already put the other one on there, so from the other side. So we just got these last two to put on. Stretch it out. Alright, now zip this back on and we're back in business. Get this on here. Looks like it's wiggling. We don't want any wiggle in it. I'll have to loosen it back up, put it back on. Must not have got it all the way locked up there. That's what happens. Make sure there's no play in it. That's not wiggling. Off, see what's going on. Alright, that's all she wrote.
Fresh new blades on the exmark.
It's pretty easy to change your blades. You want to make sure you do it. We typically try to do it every couple weeks. Out mowing. Give some nice crispy cuts. Let's see how she cuts. Fire it up. I'm gonna choke.